Hi everyone, and welcome again to this new video. Today's lesson is going to be about types of essays. Before we start it, let us quickly review the last part of the lesson. If you still remember, in the last video we talked about the main parts of an essay. We defined an essay as a group of paragraphs about one topic and one main idea. We also said that an essay must have three main parts: an introduction, body, and a conclusion. The most widely used technique for writing the introduction is what we call the funnel technique. This technique means moving from general to specific. That is to say, your introduction should start broad with opening statements that introduce the topic of your essay to your reader. After that, you limit your general background information to show the reader the point that you are going to deal with about your topic. After that, you state the thesis statement. The thesis statement is the last sentence in the introduction, which lists the points that are going to be developed in the body paragraphs of your essay. The body of an essay consists of a number of paragraphs, and the number depends on the elements of the thesis statement. If the thesis statement lists 2 points or 2 elements, this means that your body must have 2 paragraphs. When it lists 3 points, the body of your essay must contain 3 paragraphs. In the conclusion, the last paragraph of your essay, you restate the points that have been discussed in the previous paragraphs. Then you are free. You can either suggest a solution, make a prediction, or even ask a question. Now we'll be talking about the most common types of essays in English. We'll focus more on writing an expository essay, because this is one type of essays that students are required to write in the National Baccalaureate exam. The main types of essays that second-year baccalaureate students are supposed to write in the baccalaureate exam are the following: expository essay and argumentative essay. An expository essay is the type of essay that requires students to explain an idea in a clear, organized manner to inform the reader. So this is a type of essay where you explain an issue or phenomenon like pollution, dropping out of school, child labor, and so on. There are many types of expository essays. So expository essays are of many types. One common type of expository essays is what we call cause and effect essay, descriptive essay, compare and contrast essay, definition essay, and process essay. Now let us see the definition of each type of expository essays in more details. Cause and effect essays. As the name implies, in this type of essay, a writer describes the causes and the effects of a problem or phenomenon. For instance, what are the effects of global warming or causes of illiteracy? These are examples of cause and effect essay topics. Descriptive essay. It's the type of essay in which you describe an event, person, place, or an idea. For example, description of a famous sports person, description of your favorite holiday destination, and so on. Process essay. It is also called how to do something essay. So as its name suggests, in this type of writing, a writer explains the entire process of how to do something in a step-by-step manner. For example, how to bake a cake, how to make a PowerPoint presentation, how to cook tea, and so on. Compare and contrast essay. This is the form of writing in which a writer compares and contrasts two topics or elements so as to give a thorough knowledge to readers. For example, write an essay about childhood versus adulthood, or high school versus college, and so on. The last type of expository essays is what we call the definition essay. In this type of essays, you choose to define a concept or a word. You can talk about the concept's history and origins and add your own perspective to it. For example, you can write an essay in which you explain the concept's sustainable development. You can define it, talk about its objectives, dimensions, and so on. These are some examples of expository essay topics. How does technology facilitate a human being's life? How has the computer changed the lives of people? Why do many children go to work at an early age? What should be done for eradicating poverty? What are the causes and effects of pollution or global warming? What causes children to drop out of school at an early age in rural areas in Morocco? What effects does cell phone use have on teenagers? What makes many highly skilled people immigrate abroad? What causes youngsters to use drugs? What makes students cheat in exams? As I have already mentioned, the most common type of expository essays is what we call the cause and effect essay. And it's the type of essay that second-year baccalaureate students are required to write this year. A cause and effect essay is an essay in which we describe the causes and the effects of a situation or an issue or a phenomenon. There are two main ways to structure or organize a cause and effect essay. We can either use the block format or the chain format as explained or shown in the diagram. So in the block structure format, we do not relate a cause directly to its effect. That is to say, the causes and the effects are discussed or explained in separate paragraphs. The causes of an issue or a phenomenon are discussed in one paragraph, in one body paragraph, and the effects are explained in a separate paragraph. We do not relate a cause to its effect throughout the essay. So, after writing the introduction, you write the first body paragraph in which you discuss or explain the causes of the problem or the phenomenon. In the second paragraph, you mention or discuss its effects. After that, you conclude your essay. This is what we mean by the block format. To better understand how to structure a cause and an effect essay using the block structure or format, let us see an example. So here is an essay about child labor causes and effects. Its body is developed using the block format. So as you see, the causes and the effects of the phenomenon are discussed in separate paragraphs. We do not relate the causes of the phenomenon to their effects. No, they are discussed separately. So the first body paragraph, as you see, is about the causes of this phenomenon. There are many reasons that push children to work at an early age, and the reasons are mentioned in this paragraph. The second paragraph is about the effects of this phenomenon on children. Child labor has got many negative effects on the children. The second format that can be used for developing a cause and an effect essay is the chain format or the chain structure. So the chain structure of a cause and an effect essay keeps relating a cause directly to its effect. So it's the opposite of the block format. So as you see, after the introduction, you write 2 or 3 paragraphs. In each paragraph, you mention a cause and you directly relate it to its effect. And the same thing happens in the other paragraphs. After that, you conclude your essay. Let us see an example to better understand this format. So this is an essay about the causes of dropping out of school and its effects. So as you see, the body of the essay contains 3 paragraphs. In each body paragraph, a cause is directly related to its effect. So the main cause of the phenomenon is poverty. Many families are poor. Its effect is that they are forced not to send their children to school. Another cause of this phenomenon is poor academic performance of students. Its effect is that students fail their exams, and after repeating several years, they decide to quit school and go to work. The third cause is the long distance between schools and homes, and its effect is that parents prefer to withdraw their children from school so as not to risk their lives. The following are some linking words or linking phrases that can be used when writing a cause and an effect essay. So for listing your causes, you can use the phrases the cause of is, another cause is, further cause is, or the first cause of is, the second cause is, or the last cause is. For listing effects, we can use the phrases one effect of is, another effect is, a further effect is, or the first effect of is, the second effect is, or the last effect is. That's all about today's lesson. I hope that this presentation helped you understand how to write an expository essay, namely cause and effect essay. Now the floor is yours to practice writing cause and effect essays at home. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next video. Goodbye.